Put a little bit of the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Here with Zach Lowe, Kendrick Perkins, Scottie Pippen, and I want to get to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were without Karl Anthony Towns last night. They lost to a Pelicans team that themselves was on a 13-game losing streak coming in. The Wolves have now lost 8 straight. So do you guys remember during training camp, Karl Anthony Towns said no one should sleep on the Timberwolves this year? Well, that led to Kendrick Perkins the day he said that. Well, I'm just going to show you what that led to.
Karl Anthony Towns, guess what? I'm sleeping, and I'm sleeping with the AC on 60 and the box fan blowing in my face, because guess what? I don't believe you.
And that brings us to Perk's T-Wolves temperature. Now, Perk, you've adjusted this up and down through the season.
Yeah.
Where are you now? What is your temperature on the Wolves?
Right now, my temperature is the lowest it could go. It's at 55, and my AC unit is broken. So I need reimbursement from the roof. From the Wolves, look, they can't lose that game last night, even without Karl Anthony Towns. The Pelicans have been playing horrible, and you lose that.
And everyone had the Wolves beating the Pelicans. And everyone is probably salty about that. Both teams are struggling. But it's just all about Minnesota being up and down all the time. You start out the season good, and then the rest of the way, like you just going down and down and down. Everyone put that burden on them to beat the Pelicans, and Pelicans turned out to beat them. Cause both teams ain't going down, but everyone had to find their way on both teams. That's all it was. They had promise for the Pelicans coming in with Zion. You know what happened right there. He got hurt. Then the Wolves started out fast and told everyone don't sleep on us. Karl Anthony Towns said that. And then they slowed down and then start going downhill after that. It's all. The teams just need to figure out who they are, what their identity is, man. Do they want to take this next step? But you can't fault the Pelicans either because the injuries. And the Wolves, man, they just need 2 top guys to be the ones to lead them to the next level. You can't just have 1 year with Jimmy Butler and make the playoff, then you go back to not being a good team. Like, y'all was a good team when he came, and then when he left, everything just went left.
Game. Listen, when I got on my flight early this morning, they had that good flight, the business class with your seats, the good seats.
Yeah.
I turned both of my AC knobs up, blew them in my face, and look, I reclined my seat like I was at the dentist's office.
Can I
went straight to sleep.
Can I say something? When the Wolves got off to a hot start, they took a little premature victory lap. Went at Perk a little bit on social media. I don't hear anything now from the Wolves social media account. I don't hear any chatter anymore. I don't hear "I'm sorry, Perk." I don't hear anything.
Yeah, none of that.
It's quiet, all quiet now.
We will have to find out today if they have to say anything. We've been talking to you guys all day about the Hall of Fame. I want to get to some notable returning nominees. We talked at the top of the show about the first-time nominees. These guys are on the ballot another time. Chris Webber, notable. Zach, I know you think that Webber is hands down a Hall of Famer. I do too. Give the people your case.
Put Chris Webber in the Hall of Fame. If you look at points, rebounds, assist numbers, there aren't many
He needed to be on there because he had an impact on the Warriors. He definitely had a big impact when he went to the Kings. The Lakers just stopped them from going to a finals because they've been in Western Conference Finals, I think, about 2 or 3 times. With Diva, Peja, Christie, Bibby, Jackson. And Chris Webber was a big part of that team that had an opportunity to go to the finals. But when you meet a great team in the Lakers, nothing you could do right there. He should have been a Hall of Famer. Because the impact he brought to this league, the impact he brought to the Kings, the impact he brought to the Warriors, to the Bullets. Like, especially this is his biggest moment when he got to Sacramento.
There's in history like 10, 12 guys who have that many all-around numbers. 5-time All-Star, top 5 MVP once. He's like a little bit of a borderline candidate. I get why with his playoff resume and stuff, but I think he passes the test. And sometimes, like, a guy just has a style and a game and plays for a team that defined a little mini era in basketball. Between the Fab Five and the Kings, put him in.
All right, I want to switch gears and get to Ben Wallace. This is my pet project. Get Ben Wallace in the Hall of Fame. Scottie, I know you appreciate defense. Tell us why you think he belongs.
Well, it's obvious. 4 times this guy was the Defensive Player of the Year in our league, so that says a lot. And he's an NBA champion, an all-star,
Same thing with him. He was an impact on this team, on Detroit, of their championship run. Rim protector, good defender, been on defensive teams, had all-stars on his belt, have a ring on his belt. Same thing with his teammates, Chauncey Billups, big shot Bob. Hit big shots in the finals, hit big shots in the season. He was a big impact on that team as well. Rip Hamilton, the same thing. Impact on that team. To help Pistons get that championship together. Especially as Ben Wallace is protecting the rim. Rip Hamilton, he had some big shots as well. Key piece on that team. Key wing player on that team. Especially Chauncey Billups. The leader on that team. The point on that team. Impact. All three of them had impact. They all have a championship together. They should be in the Hall of Fame. All three of them. Especially Ben Wallace. He had a big margin piece of that team to get that team a championship in Detroit.
he was one of those guys, when you talk about put on a hard hat and go to work, you speak of a guy like Ben Wallace. He's definitely deserving to be an All-Star. To be a Hall of Famer, excuse me.
Well, I want to show you the blind resume of a current Hall of Famer and how it compares to one of the nominees who didn't make it in on the first ballot. You may see that this is who we are talking about. 4 All-Stars, 4 Defensive Player of the Years, 5 All-NBAs, 6 All-Defensive Team appearances, and Player 2, 8 All-Stars, 4 Defensive Player of the Years, 3 All-NBAs, 6 All-Defensive appearances. So obviously we've been talking about Ben Wallace's 4 Defensive Player of the Years. Can you even pick out, right, which one of them was Deke and which one of them was Ben? Their resumes are so similar, Scottie.
It's amazing.
Right? And you would never question, Kendrick, if Dikembe Mutombo belonged in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely not. And listen, I understand the All-Star thing, but, it's so, like how it is now with fans voting it in, it's so political. But when you start getting into those other accolades, the Defensive Player of the Year, 4 times, that's unbelievable.
That's the best case right there. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. That's the best case for Ben Wallace to be a Hall of Famer. He should have got in when Mutombo got in. He should have got in, last year. This year, he deserved to be in there. His resume shows, especially that ring, really should put him over the top to be in the Hall of Fame.
To make a huge difference. I just go back, no disrespect to Shaq, but I just go back to that finals, the Pistons, and Ben Wallace really, I hadn't seen a guy that really was able to control Shaq like he did one-on-one.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis,